Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel, and I gotta be honest with you, Super 7's been on a little bit of a rough run lately, between the Matt Cardona, the Crimson Guard, and then even Roadblock I can't consider super top-notch, so CoverGirl is really gonna need to make a save here. This is from the newest wave of Super 7 Ultimates, which I received for Christmas. That's why these are a little... they've been out for a bit. Not super long, but a little while. And it's because, as I mentioned in the last review, I had to kind of move some of the Super 7 stuff to the back burner because there's been so much coming out at the end of 2024. And I'm realizing now that these reviews aren't going to make it in... before the end of 2024, but between the pricing and the fact that my enthusiasm is much more for Super 7's Reaction Plus figures, these just didn't seem as urgent as they once did. And don't get me wrong, I still love this line. I would still love to have a huge collection of Sunbow Ultimates, but also... if they just stopped these and focused on the Reaction Plus, I'd probably be okay with that. But in the time being, I'm going to continue buying these as long as they keep making them. I've got to imagine a deluxe is on the horizon sooner than later. I don't know what they'll do. I would imagine one of the repaints. I'm a little surprised that Red Laser isn't a deluxe, but we'll see how that one goes. But anyway, let's open up CoverGirl here and see how the execution went. And that has been the issue. The design on all of these figures has been fantastic. It's the little production issues that have been the problems. Back of the box, that Sunbow style file card, some images of CoverGirl from the cartoon. And as I mentioned with the other ones, these are, for me, strictly Sunbow, so I'll be displaying them as such. Roadblock didn't get the Ma Deuce. CoverGirl is going to have the shorter hair. But I appreciate, that Super 7 does what they do in the way of accessories and whatever else. And I really appreciate that most of the Joes have come with the Joe laser rifle. I don't appreciate, and this was a massive problem with the Crimson Guard, if you didn't watch that review, the trays are way too firm and rigid, and it is difficult to get some of the accessories out. I ended up having to cut that Crimson Guard tray to pieces, which is going to be a problem because I am more than likely, I forgot to clean up my workspace, I am more than likely returning that one. It had enough flaws that I don't find acceptable. Maybe CoverGirl's tray won't be as much of a problem, or her accessories will just be a little easier to pop out. I hate these tabs so much, and I know I say it in every video that I have to deal with them, but my thumb is killing me from having to pinch those and try and pull them back. It's not pleasant. I'm going to go in from the front here. I don't generally like doing that from the front side, but because there's too much danger of scratching up the figure. But I can't, these are on here so tight, I can't get a grip to pull them out and cut them. So I've got to go in here hoping there's just enough space between the figure and the annoying plastic piece to snip. And in this instance, it looks like there might not be. I think I can get her waist over here. But these are just awful. This is, in all the years I've been collecting, which is basically 48, I think one of my least favorite things that's happened is these plastic tabs that everyone is using now. They're awful. What's the opposite of an innovation? There we go. I used to use nail clippers, but it's hard to get those turned the right way to snip those things. Yeah, CoverGirl's tray is just as stiff as the Crimson Guard's was. This is definitely something that every manufacturer needs to address, because it's been common. This is not unique to Super 7, just like those annoying tabs are not unique to Super 7. Yeah, and this doesn't help my thumb situation either, having to push on that. It's just annoying. I know. Well, and look at this. This thing, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, is actually, it's not even straight down in there. There's a part that sticks out. So, I mean, I don't even know how this is going to come out. And it gets to the point where you're so annoyed by it, you're just like, well, if it breaks, it breaks. Look at this. Her head is just jammed, stuck in there. And I don't want to pull on the body because I don't want to take a chance on breaking that neck. Protect your neck. All right, man, that portrait is fantastic, though. When these figures, when Super 7's figures are executed well, they are unbelievable. The Ultimate Scarlet made my top 10 list, which you will have seen by now. Well, you'll know. I think she was number 2 on my top 10 list. That's how impressive that figure is. So CoverGirl looks to be, production-wise, one of the better executed figures. No problems are presenting themselves right off the bat. Let's zoom in and take a look at that portrait. I love that. And again, I will remind everyone that there are little things that show up in the zoom that you can't really see with the naked eye. That little dab right there, well, it's gone now. Portrait and the hair look fantastic. I realize you see, again, in the zoom, these little hits of glossy spots. I don't know what that is. That's not unique to Super 7. It's something I see in most figure lines, and I don't know what the deal is with that. But aesthetically, they have nailed it with this figure. She's got the short leather jacket. Nice tampo, little Wolverine on the shoulder. Love the belt design. This is a cartoon web belt. Got this little gizmo over on the thigh there. Unaffiliated bands on the other one. Boots look like the boots should look. You've got a cut at the top. Ankles are moving nicely. Okay, so CoverGirl, so far, nails it. This figure, again, like I said, these little glossy hits you can see in the zoom here, I can't even see those really. Just looking at the figure, 3 feet away from my eyeballs. Face paint is fantastic. Looks great. Looks absolutely great. I am so happy to be reviewing one that doesn't seem to have any major issues. Nothing that I have to think, do I need to return this one? It's interesting because CoverGirl, oh man, here we go. I'm going to snap a leg off. After being positive, CoverGirl, while having a specific sort of Sunbow presence, is probably not a figure or a character that I would have picked for the 20th, no, more than 20 releases in this line. What are this? 5 waves, so 20 mainline releases. I don't know that I would have picked her for this early. I'm more concerned about this hip joint now because I got it out. You can see there's some paint in there that might make things a little tight. I'm gonna very carefully, oh boy. So I managed to flex it out, but now I can't get it back into place. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can see there's paint in there. And this is the problem with painting everything on these figures. And I don't, these joints get stuck. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave her like that for now. Also because I'm probably going to give her a little bit of a sassy stance on the shelf. So I'm just going to leave that leg where it is. Okay, stand her off to the side. We've got alternate hands, a couple of trigger finger hands, a couple of C-grips. And again, I'll point out these trigger finger hands are problematic because this hinge should be up down and not side side. And where that is an issue, let's see, there it is. Is when these figures hold their blasters, which by the way, this one's pretty straight. Most of the weapons lately have been coming out kind of warped. It's refreshing that this one is not. I love the way they do these. The color looks right to me, and the gray highlights just give it a little more, make it more interesting looking. The female hands are not as bad as the male hands. So in the male hands, these rifles don't sit quite right. But the female hands, it looks a lot better. So that, while I'd still rather have an up-down wrist, this does look much better than it does with the males. All right, set her over there. She included a sledgehammer and a shovel. Great sculpts. Military green. Well, a little brighter, but still. And then this thing, which I recognize, but I cannot. Oh, look at this. Completely warped by that incredibly hard tray. That's terrible. Heat it up. It'll be fine. Matter of fact, I'm going to heat it up right now because I want to see it fine. But those trays, Super 7 needs to get that under control. They're way too hard. They shouldn't be doing this, even to the softer PVC that they've been using for the weapons, which, by the way, they shouldn't. They need to use some more rigid plastic. But those trays should not be doing this to the accessories. All right, there you go. 30 seconds under the hair dryer and it's completely fine. But no, you shouldn't really have to do that. Gosh, I wish I could remember exactly what this thing is. Oh, wait, does it say on her packaging? Oh, it should, shouldn't it? Wouldn't that be nice? Look, contents, 1 figure with accessories. Tell us what they are. Help us out. Like, I can literally see her using this thing in the cartoon, but I do not remember what it is. But I know someone will tell me in the comments. But it looks cool. And actually, this is probably what I'm going to... I will not give her the laser rifle. I will give her this thing because it's more uniquely Sunbow. There we go. Like it? Comes with a missile from the Wolverine. Looks good. Goes in a bag. This, to be honest, this CoverGirl probably could have been a deluxe figure. I know they like their alternate portraits, but we'll get to those in a minute. The accessories really were kind of thrown in things here that I didn't need. I'll be honest, most of the Sunbow, or most of the G.I. Joe Ultimates, is the same radio we've seen before. I could have done with far fewer accessories. Turn it into a deluxe line, make them $35 a piece, give every single one portrait and a laser rifle, and I'm good to go. I don't need the rest of this stuff. And give them wrists that go this way. Portrait looks great, hair looks great. Won't be using that one. And then I do like the sort of pilot. Oh gosh, that's pretty bad. That, if I were using this head, and look, I know this is not acceptable, obviously. But I know I'm not using this head, so I'm not going to bother doing a return on that. And I know I still end up with a stained helmet, or a misprinted, or whatever you want to call it, helmet in a bag in a drawer, but I will never look at this. So I'm not going to bother with a return. But that's a return-worthy error, because it's marred up. I mean, you can't, if I wanted to use this head, I can't do anything with that. But this is all I'm going to be using, and I got to say, nailed it. This figure looks great. I'm very happy with it. Thrilled to be putting it on the shelf. But I wish it was a deluxe. And that's, it just now occurred to me that really that's all I like. Don't get me wrong. I like all the little Sunbow accessories that they throw in, but I don't need them. I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't have any deluxes yet, but I feel like they generally just come with one accessory. And no swappable hands. So I guess if I had to pick between a Sunbow specific accessory and the laser rifle, maybe, okay, do it this way. Do it this way, Super 7. Do 4 deluxes per wave, and then your bonus accessory kit is 4 laser rifles. Like, each figure comes with a Sunbow unique accessory, and that's it. And then your deluxe kit that you get for ordering directly from Super 7 comes with 4 laser rifles and maybe a couple of alternate hands, and that's it. Do that. And I'm in. I'm in for everything you release if you switch to that for these G.I. Joe figures. I'm in. I would love that idea. But anyway, CoverGirl. Overall, very happy with her. Good job. Everything worked out. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share. And until next time, buy what you like.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.